Hey, um, hope you're having a blessed day. We're out in a beautiful space, and today it's been very wet, but today me and my son were going stealth camping, taking bare minimum things. It's supposed to rain again tonight, hopefully it won't, but that's okay. And yeah, we've already been through some beautiful spaces. We thought we'd just walk and see where we could find. Just keep walking. We came along this route the other day on a bike ride. I think we did about 20 miles in one day, which was pretty cool. The heat wasn't cool, but the ride was cool. We went through some really pretty spaces. And we've already been like foraging some blackberries, and it's been pretty cool. But what we are taking, so I'll give you a little list of what we will be using in our little overnight wild stealth camp. Okay, so what we've taken with us today, we tried to bring bare minimum. So we've brought a sleeping bag, a tarp, a basha, some guy ropes, a fire starting kit. It's just got like little bits and the ends in it that I like to use to start fires with. There's a very rudimentary first aid kit, and just in case I am taking a minor wild camping with no tent. What else did we take? We have taken, I've taken a mess tin with some quinoa, a stock cube and some nuts for my food this evening. We've taken like a little compact saw just in case we can't find anywhere that like doesn't have trees in the way, like branches. Hopefully we won't have to use that. I've brought my knife. We've brought water, and thankfully at the very last minute I remembered toilet roll and a head torch. So yeah, that's all we're taking. Join us on a night out out in the wild. You won't be seeing my son because he doesn't like to be on camera, and so I have to respect that. But yeah, join us, see what happens. Okay, we've been walking for a little bit, not too long. Some beautiful scenery around here, but it has just started raining. Obviously we want to try and stay as dry as possible, because we're not going to be in a tent all night, and we haven't brought spare clothes, so put our rain macs on. And if it gets any heavier, then we'll probably try and find somewhere to set up, just to at least sit under before we make camp. Okay, so we found this cool little woods, and the path is down there. We came around the side and came in through that opening. From the outside that's actually quite difficult to get in. It's all surrounded, all on the edge of this is hawthorn, and a lot of these that are on inside are hawthorn too, so hopefully we find a space big enough to sleep. Thankfully there's no very few brambles on the floor, so we won't have to really do a lot of clearing. Right, I think this is our space. Just need to clear a bit of space, clear the ground and get a shelter up. We're just clearing the space now. Thankfully most of the lower branches of the hawthorn are dead pretty much, so we've just got to snap them off a little bit, so at least we're not like cutting off living, like, you know, branches. All the living stuff's all at the top, like it's all tried to reach the canopy. It's just dead, it's just broken. So we're making a little pile of wood that we're breaking off, and we're just going to make it so that at least the bash is not going to get pricked by the hawthorn. And there we go, we've got a nice stash of firewood. We've cleared a big space here, sawn the bigger bits off properly, and now we're going to we're going to clear the floor first actually, next jobby. Right, so we've cleared the floor, we're going to get the basher put up, and then we can put the top down. So we've put these really handy little knots that are on either side, and that shows us roughly where the basher is going to be in between, so we knew before getting everything out if it was going to fit. That's pretty solid. So we've tied the paracord to both trees, and I can't remember what this knot is. I can't, but basically I can pull it so it sort of can come undone, but I can also pull it tight, and it's pretty solid. It doesn't go anywhere, so it's a really cool knot. But I can't remember what it's called. So this is the basher, but we did not bring pegs. We intended to whittle our own, which is what we're going to do now. Okay, so my son is just whittling the sticks for the pegs, and we have bought some extra paracord to just loop through, and then we're going to just push that through the little holes, loop it through, and then we're going to be tying this onto the pegs that we use. So there we go. I've whittled all the sticks, holding the basher in. There we go. That's where we're sleeping tonight. And we've been whittling our sticks here. They're all up, they're all in. This is where we're going to be making our fire. So I've got those wax cotton balls. I don't know how well they're going to do. I've got a charcoal disc. I've got some tissue. So as you can see, we've got a little fire going. This is all wet wood as well, so this was a cotton ball dipped in used wax, a charcoal disc, and the wood shavings from what were left over from where we whittled the wood. I don't know if it's going to get much bigger. I am going to try and put a few more sticks on. Whether or not it's going to be enough to heat some water for some quinoa, I don't know. But in true stealth fashion, my son has brought a tin of beans, proper stealth, not even heated, he's just eating them cold out of the tin. Okay, I'm pretty proud of that fire. Considering the ground was wet, the wood was wet. Yeah, we did a good job. Might be some hope for quinoa after all. Okay. There's our things. Sleeping bags. There's the fire. It's doing alright considering. I decided to leave the quinoa. I could have made the fire bigger. But I'd rather just go to sleep, I think, and just relax, rather than stressing about making quinoa. But I do have some nuts that I'm going to eat, some more nuts. And if we had needed a bigger fire, we definitely would have been able to have made it. If it was colder, if we really needed to cook, then yeah. Yeah, I think we've done really well. I've never used a basha before. I've never whittled my own tent pegs before. I've never made a fire from wet wood before. Used my own fire starters, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, let's just hope we manage to stay mainly dry for the rest of the night. Yeah, pretty proud of us. Just saw runners in the distance. Yeah, well, everything was pretty much dry. It rained throughout the night. There's, the bag here is a little bit wet, but I think I must have kicked that out. under the tarp a little bit, but everything else is dry. Oh, except the bottom of my sleeping bag there a little bit, but again that must have been, my feet must have come out of the bottom here a little. Nice. That's where the fire was. And there you go, I'm going to make a cold coffee. Lovely. We did a good job. I would say that that was a jolly good old spot. I didn't sleep very good. Just because I think with the rain it was quite loud on the tent. I was quite conscious, I think, in the back of my mind of not going outside of the tent to get wet. And making sure that my body stayed within the confines. Did wake up a couple of times with a few creepy crawlies on my face. That's okay. Got this lovely cold coffee that my son's made me. Sitting listening to the birds. I'm going to have a nice run back. That should be fun. Today's our running day, so rather than go home, come back out to run, we're going to run home. Fun times. But look at that. Beautiful. Although we didn't really use much of the fire, it was getting a little bit late. Didn't know how long it would have taken to cook any food. If we'd have wanted a bigger fire, plus I didn't want to draw attention because just over there is a farmer's field behind there with cows in it, and yeah, I didn't know how close the farmer's house was. I didn't know if we could be seen through the woods with the fire. I didn't want to draw attention really, but if we would have been somewhere a bit more discreet and remote, that pile of wood there would have done us a really good fire. I'm so proud of myself for making a fire in the rain with wet wood. Yeah, very proud of myself. My little firelighters have done amazing. I'll get them out actually and show you. Oh, okay. So this is my little fire starting kit that I've put together. I stripped it right down yesterday because we were doing like stealth camping. Normally it's a little bit more elaborate. It has like incense in it. I know it's not a fire starting kit, but it's fire stuff. So it usually has like some Palo Santo, some sage, some copal, and some incense sticks, as well as the little charcoal discs. It's very messy, very charcoaly, so it's very difficult to go in this bag without getting black on you. So yeah, got some little charcoal discs that you put incense on. These are really handy for starting fires, because once you've burnt it, it will stay hot as long as a big blob of rain doesn't go right where it's burning. It will keep sort of burning. So that was the base of, like, I put some, you saw that we put the little wood chips on the bottom of the earth, like on the earth. I put one of these on top of the wood chips, and I lit this, and then I've made these. I'm already good. These are cotton wool balls that I have. My daughter had like a scented candle, and you know when you get like lots of the wax left at the bottom, well this, I melted the wax in the jar that it was still in some hot water, and then I dipped the cotton wool balls into the wax and put them on some baking paper to dry, and then I've just put them in this little baggie. And then I lit one of these, put it on, well, I lit the charcoal disc, I put that on top of the wood chip, and then I put this on top of the charcoal disc, and I lit this, and then I put some little sticks over the top, and it just, and the combination of the wax and the charcoal just kept burning, and that was drying the wood as it was burning. So I put some wood around the little tower of fine sticks that I'd made, and then I was putting those on top of the fire and then adding more, and it did really well. It even got wet wood. I also have in here, I also did put on top of the charcoal, I did put some of the little bits of what are they called? King Alfred mushrooms. I just know them as charcoal mushrooms, but I think they're called King Alfred mushrooms. I think that's the name. I just know them as charcoal mushrooms, but I foraged these in one of my videos about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. Dried them out. Yeah, and they burn as well, even when they're wet. So I put a bit of that on top of the wax ball. Yeah, did a good job. Really proud of myself. Never done that before. Yay, go me. Good little tip. And also the wax balls, if they're completely coated, they're waterproof as well, which is amazing. So that's pretty cool. Waterproof fire starters. Okay, so the basha was a little bit harder to get into the bag when it was slightly damp. It's not just a plain like sheet of tar, like whatever you would call it, tent material stuff. It's like a proper army one, so it's got all handles around the edges. It's got like silicone striping all like around the stitching so that doesn't get soaked through. and it's quite difficult to fold up. It's like quite slippy once you get it like kind of folded. But I have managed to get it in. It was just a lot more difficult. But there you go. It's pretty cool actually. It's got like all handles around the edges, and you can fold it, and it like doubles up as a stretcher if you need it, and many other things, I'm sure. Pretty handy. So I did keep a pocket full of the wood shavings to dry. Well, I mean, they're already dry, but to just make sure that they're fully dry to put into my kindling bag, my firestarter bag for next time. And I have just spotted this, which is pretty cool. So here, some of the branches, I don't know if you can see very well, but like the bark is starting to peel here. So some of the bits that come off quite easily, I'm going to take, because it's got some moss on it, I'm going to just try and dry some of it out. Basically, take some of that home, dry it out. Good kindling, tinder. Right, as you can see, this lovely dry patch is where we were sleeping last night. But obviously, as part of stealth camping, we don't want anyone to know that we were here. So now we're going to start recovering the floor. There you go. All covered over. Covered up where the fire was. And all the ash. And to the untrained eye, it looks like nobody's been here. But I'm pretty certain if there was like a trained tracker, they'd have spotted us a mile off. Oh well. Yeah, I think we've done a good job there. Except for the sawn bits, but hey ho. Time for the walk back. So this was the little opening that we came in. Can't really see inside here from outside. I'll show you what it looks like from outside. So that's where we've just come out of there. Wouldn't even know. Okay, we're just walking until we find a bin. The only bit of rubbish we had was my son's bean tin, which isn't bad. We're gonna walk until we find a bin, and then run. And that's our exercise done for today. That's the running done, camping done. Fun times. It's amazing around here, it's so beautiful. So yeah, we just found some cool like fruit. Didn't pick them because I'm not quite sure what they are yet, but they had like the redness of a cherry, a similar shape to a plum, but the flesh inside was like orange, like peaches. So they were smaller than a plum as well, bigger than a cherry. The leaves were quite plum-like. But yeah, I've taken some photos, and I'm going to ask my foraging friend when I get home what he thinks they are, because there was loads of them. Oh, I've seen a rope swing over there. That's pretty cool. I think it goes over the river. I don't know if you can see, but there's quite a few fish in this river. Some down there as well. Yeah. So obviously I wouldn't catch and eat a fish, but if you needed to, you could. If you were starving and you had nothing else to eat, and you were of the mindset, mint, you were of the mindset of eating meat and fish, you could grab yourself a little fish from that river. But I much prefer to see them swimming. There you go. The reflection's messing it up a bit, but yeah, there's some big fish in that river. Healthy, beautiful looking fish actually. Yeah, so I just spotted an apple. I don't know where that's come from. Thought there might be an apple tree there. We didn't have to go far, and although I didn't sleep well, I'm very grateful to be up and walking through this beautiful space first thing in the dawning. Yeah, very happy. Look at that. Right, should be coming up to a bend soon, and that's the point that we have to start running. So I shall love you and leave you. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this little stealth camp. Blessings on your day.